In the years following his groundbreaking endeavours in electroshock therapy, Dr. Percival Nevin ventured into a clandestine world as a member of the 54, an elusive society fixated on amassing enigmatic artefacts. Led by the mysterious Mr. Furlis, the 54 embarked on collecting arcane relics from across the globe. Amongst their earliest acquisitions was an unsigned painting portraying two birds of paradise nestled amidst a rainforest, accompanied by a cryptic poem. This bewitching artwork possessed an inscrutable allure, ensnaring the minds of those who dared to meet its gaze. As the eerie verses of the poem intertwined with the observer's consciousness, they found themselves inexorably compelled to surrender their thoughts to the haunting sway of this uncanny masterpiece.
Let me show you something very mysterious indeed. This comes from Glenhaven, a Victorian mansion that was burnt out in a fire years ago and has been recently refurbished. And during the refurbishment, a concealed room was found, untouched by the fire and the decades, and turned out to be a collection of the most sort of arcane and occult artefacts collected by the previous owner of the mansion, we assume, Mr. Furlis, who worked for or put together a sort of secret society he referred to as the 54 to collect these mysterious items and to sort of investigate the influence that they can have over us. So let me test that now with some bits I have here. One of the many items found was an unsigned painting of two birds of paradise, which I have a reproduction of here in a jungle scene. We're going to just slide that off to one side. And tied to it was this poem, which I will also leave here for you to check out, but I will read it out to you just in case you can't see it there. It's called The Painting, and it reads, "Hues dance, a vibrant canvas unfurls, underneath lies a secret, a tale that swirls. Mysteries concealed in feathers and beaks, a clandestine message the artist speaks. Nestled amidst where colours collide, silent whispers in strokes do hide. Keen eyes may glimpse a hidden theme, unveiling mortality within a dream. Lured by the paradise, a world so bright, lingers a reminder of mortality's plight." Now, art and literature can have a profound and spooky sort of influence over our actions, and that's what I want to try and demonstrate for you now. So here I've got a little collection of cards with different items pictured. There's a whole bunch of these. And they're totally random. We've got a bit of everything. There is a clock, like an old-fashioned pocket watch there. There's a tree. There's a ghost. We've got a swan. There's a girl holding a bear. There's an elephant. There's oranges. An angel or fairy, perhaps. I don't even know what that one is. There's a fox. There's a throne. There's fruit. You get the idea. There's a whole sea of these cards. Now, what we're going to do, before we do anything, of course, is give them a quick mix up. And then we're going to test the sort of influence that these items may have over a series of choices. So I'm going to start off by cutting the pack into two. I want you to make a quick decision, point to any one of the packets now, do it. Let's say they point here. So then we'll bin the rest. We'll do the same again, point to either of the packets. Let's say they point to this one. We bin the rest. I cut them again, point to either of the packets. They go this one this time. We bin the rest. We're down to just 4 cards. I'm going to click my fingers, point to one, and we'll bin the rest. Go. They point here, for example. We scoop up all of the other cards, isolate your one, and again, remind you, you could have chosen absolutely any of these, but you were led to this one card in particular. And this is what we want to try out. You might have been influenced either consciously or subconsciously, firstly by the painting, the unsigned painting from Glenhaven, which depicts two birds of paradise. But if you look a little bit closer, people sometimes see the shape of a skull, the head there, the eyes there, the mouth there. In fact, you might have even noticed it before we started. And if not, you could have been influenced by the literature as well, because if we cover over the poem, you'll see that the first letters of each line spell out the word human skull. And with that all in mind, let's see where all your decisions led you. They led you impossibly, of course, to the human skull.